Here, tell them why we're doing this. Why are we doing this?
Let's do like this.
So why are we doing this?
Turn my hat upside down. Yeah, so why we're doing this, Dad?
Yeah, why are we doing this?
Is because there's been a lot of hate online. There's been a lot of YouTubers online really going after the Jeep Wrangler JK, really just attacking a lot of its merits. And I think a lot of those are myths, and we're here to bust those myths.
Yeah, exactly. What are the three biggest myths that people have basically bragged about the Wrangler?
Well, there are really three unwords.
Yeah.
Unreliable,
Yeah.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and unsophisticated.
All right.
And these have been three topics that keep coming up over and over online about the Jeep Wrangler. And a lot of them we think just aren't true or aren't deserving for this vehicle.
And I'm just tired of people saying, don't buy this thing, because to me, the Wrangler is the most unique, the most unusual Jeep vehicle that you can buy in America today.
Well, I mean, you can take the doors off still. You can fold the windshield down still.
All right,
you can take the top off.
Let's go show them. Enough talking. Let's go show them, and we'll talk about the three unwords.
Yeah.
All right. You get behind the wheel.
Uh-huh.
We've got Charlotte here with us.
Hi.
Hey, Charlotte.
What's up, y'all? How's it going?
So Charlotte, are you a Jeep person, Charlotte?
Somewhat. I'm not an expert, but you know.
So you're gonna ask us. You're gonna be our kind of devil's advocate. Are you good with that?
I'm fine with that.
All right.
That sounds good.
Because we're kind of admittedly fanboys because we drove it to the 50 highest points in all 50 states.
So I can tell.
All right, so you be the devil's advocate, and Tommy, me and you are going to talk about what makes it such a cool vehicle.
Yeah.
All right, you drive. Let's go. No push button start?
You don't need push button start in a Jeep. So here's the deal with Wranglers, right? They're vehicles that are built to go off-road. They're vehicles that are built to get dirty. So sophistication are just really things to break in a lot of ways. And having a key, having a basic interior is great because you can just wipe it down, you can wash it out. It's perfect for what it is.
Having said that, getting in the back seat is a bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Charlotte is trying to prove.
Don't make fun of me, you two.
So first and foremost, we're only talking about the Wrangler, and we're only talking about the JK.
Yeah, so the JK's been in production since 2007, and most of our experience has been JK's post-2012 with the new Pentastar and the new interior.
Dude, check it out. There's someone living here in a Ford Explorer. Look at that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're living there.
Yep.
Yep. Either that or they've been stuck. No, they're living there.
They are living there.
You know what? Well, you know what's cool about this Jeep?
Yeah.
It's really dark in here, but we can change that so easily. Why don't we change that?
Sure, let's do it.
Why don't you show them how you change that?
This is a best top, soft top.
Yeah.
So with just, with just two clips here.
Look at that.
That's better.
That is much better, yeah. What was the first unword, Charlotte, that people are saying?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Unreliable.
Ah, yes. So reliability is such an interesting topic here at TFL because we only usually have vehicles for a week or less. So very rarely do we have a chance to truly test reliability. But there's a different story with this Jeep, right?
Yeah, we drove a Jeep Wrangler,
A JK,
to the highest points in all 50 states. So we put on 38,000 miles driving. Well, me and you drove up to Alaska. That was like 4,000 miles.
Yeah, and Nathan and Andre and the
yeah.
whole team drove this Jeep across the country. We towed with it. We beat it up off-road. We really didn't go easy on this Jeep.
No, we wore out the tires basically. There was no tire left when we were done with that when we give it back.
No, this was this Jeep was written hard, put away wet. And the JK is one of the few vehicles where we really can talk about reliability. I've driven this one about 11,000 miles.
So in the first one, the Motor Mountain Jeep,
Yeah, the red one.
yeah, two things went wrong with it. We took it off-road in Washington, actually in Tacoma, and we disconnected the front sway bar and it wouldn't reconnect.
Yeah, we disconnected at some weird angle and it wouldn't reconnect.
And then it fixed itself.
Yeah.
And then we got the check engine light towing with it, and then that fixed itself.
Yeah.
So those were the only issues we've had. Now with this one, what issues have we had with this one?
Well, I've really only had one issue.
Yep.
to date. And this literally just happened. My tire pressure sensor on my right front is intermittent. So sometimes it knows, sometimes it doesn't. So I'll take it in and hopefully that'll be a warranty repair.
So Charlotte, you're a chemist, right?
Yes.
Why don't you hold up a little bit, Tommy, for a second? And we're making this argument that these are reliable because our experience has been nothing but almost reliable. What's the problem with that argument?
Sample size
Yeah, we've sampled 2.
and bias.
Yeah, and we may be a little biased, but nevertheless, I'm willing to bet that a lot of these YouTubers who are ragging on Jeeps, you know,
Definitely.
have jumped in one maybe as a rental or maybe as a friends on the weekend, and the rest is all hearsay.
So again, their problems are sample size and bias because they've been told these are unreliable, so they're going to think, hey, they're probably unreliable.
We've had a lot of experience with this JK and it's really proven to be quite reliable.
Yeah, and you know, like I say, once again, it's people that are talking from without and looking in, whereas we're kind of within the community looking out. So that to me means that I don't think that they have a comprehensive view of the Jeep. And that goes right to number 2 before we go up Gold Mine Hill.
Just a quick walk around. 2016 Jeep Wrangler Sport. It is the 2-door. I love the 2-door Wrangler. I think it's the most pure of the Jeeps. Here, I'll turn my hat around. Is that a little bit better? This is not a Jeep I just use as a toy. This is a Jeep I rely on every single day to get me places. This one's Granite, 6-speed manual transmission, Pentastar V6. We do have some upgraded bumpers, Warn Xeon 10S winch right here. So it is a little bit more modded. We do have wheels off of a Rubicon and of course the tires. So this is really a Jeep that's built every day but also for the trails.
So Charlotte, that brings us to number 2. What's the number 2 on the people bash the Wrangler about?
Unrefined.
Yeah, I mean, the interior is pretty basic, but Tommy, what's the but here?
Well, that's kind of what you want in this vehicle in some ways, because it's a Jeep. It's meant to be taken off-road. It's meant to be taken dirty. And you want to just be able to wipe this down. You don't want to have to worry about all sorts of little switches and little things. And the other thing that goes to this is unrefinement on road, which we'll get to, but solid front and rear axles.
Yeah, and what people don't understand is that, sure, it, you know, is old and somewhat dated technology, but it also means that it's easily modifiable, right? This is the most modified, the most modifiable vehicle out of any vehicle you could have, right? Today, and it's easily done, so you don't need to be a mechanic to be able to do anything with this. You can just, out of the box, take this and make it your own. Plus, think about the things you can do. You can not only take the top off, right? You can take the doors off. You can fold the front windscreen down. I mean, these are things that no other vehicle can do. And when people say that this thing is unrefined, they're basically comparing it to a Corolla. Right, and this is a silly comparison.
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
Right?
Really do that.
Yeah, this is not a Corolla. It's never going to be a Corolla, and it's also what makes this thing so unique and so cool and so much fun and such a lifestyle vehicle. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
A few years ago, Jeep did a comparison, and they wanted to find out what people cross-shopped the Wrangler with, and we're only talking Wrangler here, right?
Yeah.
What vehicle do you think that was?
Boats.
That's right, Charlotte knows.
Yeah.
A speedboat. Most people cross-shop this with a speedboat.
That's crazy.
That's true. Yeah, because this is a second, third, or fourth car.
Right.
Right? So when you're saying that this is not a Corolla, I'm saying, God help us if this were a Corolla, because that would be such an appliance.
Travesty.
So Tommy, we're about to go up Gold Mine Hill, and there's a basic contradiction that a lot of these YouTubers don't get, right? They say that this thing is unreliable. So I'm gonna go out there and film, right?
Yeah.
And think about what Jeeps are used for and how they're used, and kind of think about how nonsensical that is.
So there's this argument out there, my dad is absolutely right, that the Wrangler is unreliable, but it's great for off-roading. Well, there's kind of a fundamental issue there. Like we are right now, we're out in the wilderness, we're out in the woods, and the last thing you want for off-roading is unreliability.
Yeah, we have no self-service whatsoever.
Yeah, this Jeep needs to run, it needs to run well, and it needs to start, especially if you're out on a camping trip. So saying this Jeep is unreliable, but it's great for off-roading, that's a contradiction.
Definitely.
Because you need the Jeep to be reliable when you're off-road. You need it to start. You need it to run. So a lot of vehicles struggle on here because we have kind of traction on two wheels without traction on another. But even with this brake lock differential system, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. Yeah, none. We've had none issue. Easy peasy. Okay, now stage 3 is completely snowed out. I would not really attempt this in any other vehicle, and I'm a little bit hesitant to attempt this in this vehicle, but I think we'll be okay.
Let me show you guys. So there's about, I'd say, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow right here, and of course there's this big hole which throws off a lot of cars with independent suspension. A Jeep Wrangler starts at about $23,000 if you get the
$23,995 I think is base.
And I think the one that we had for Motor Mountain USA,
yeah,
with every bell and whistle,
yeah,
was like 52.
Something like that.
So that was
a hard rock. That was a hard rock Rubicon.
$30,000 spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's very few, if any, $25,000 crossovers that could go up this under perfect conditions.
Sure.
Now you're gonna try it.
This is not perfect conditions. This is bad conditions.
This is really bad.
So usually, Charlotte, when we come up here,
it's like 8 inches of snow.
I know it's just like a hill.
Yeah.
But whenever there's a little bit of snow, it can get hazardous because you can just slide into the tree.
Oh yeah.
Whenever there's a lot of bit of snow, I don't know. We've never tried it. So
Let's have fun. Let's go.
whoa! It's staying. Come on, Jeep. And we're up.
And we've done it.
That was a little bit tricky.
That was a little bit tricky. You were throwing mud everywhere. But yeah, no problem. Hey Charlotte, you're behind the camera now. What's the third thing that people knock it on?
Uncomfortable.
Like on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big one actually. Even in the automotive journalism community, a lot of people knock the Wrangler 2-door and 4-door for being miserable on road. And I've got Rubicon tires on this, which mean they're BFG mud terrains. This is not a comfortable on-road tire, and I daily drive this Wrangler, and I have pretty much no problem with it. It's fine. I mean, nobody tracks Wranglers, nobody's drag racing Wranglers really. So just driving around town, even driving on the highway, it's fine. It's not too loud, it's not too uncomfortable. I mean, really, it's not that bumpy in here. It's not that loud even with the soft top on. It's not that uncomfortable. You know, a lot of people, we talk about climate control in vehicles, and usually it's nothing to point out because it's, you know, it's heat and air conditioning. But in the Wrangler, because you can take the doors and the roof off, the heat and the air conditioning are incredible. I mean, if you point the heater at your feet, it's almost unbearable. It'll feel like the rubber in your shoes is starting to melt. It's just crazy.
But as an everyday vehicle, it's fine. It does great. It's easy to get in and out of. It's actually a perfect height if you don't lift it too crazy.
Here's the thing. You guys at TFL, I know we've got a lot of Jeep fans out there, so I'm gonna start a campaign. Post this in the comments below. Hashtag Daily Driven Wrangler. If you drive your Wrangler every day, I know there's a lot of you guys out there like me who drive this Jeep on a day-to-day basis and are fine with it. I'd love to hear your feedback. Hashtag Daily Driven Wrangler.
All right, I think we've knocked down the 3 biggest myths. So let's go get a little bit of fun in the thing, get a little muddy, huh?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey Charlotte.
Yeah.
Right here is the deepest puddle here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have Tommy drive through it because it's his Jeep.
You sure you don't want to wade through it?
No.
Test it yourself?
No, he can do it. We'll do it. How many inches of mud 40 do you have?
I don't know, but it was more than that.
I think what, 30 inches?
Yeah, it's like 30 inches or something.
How high is that air filter?
It's kind of right at the top of the hood, so
Yeah.
it's in a good place. So
Yeah, you went to the top of your wheels.
was it that deep?
It was that deep.
That's cool.
You gotta go back now.
Yeah.
I'll get you going back.
One thing you never want to do is stop in deep water. Oh shoot!
Yeah, keep going.